Welcome, welcome, brothers and sisters. Hope you are well. If you happen to like what you're hearing, consider subscribing. Look at that. I hope everyone's well. Hope you can hear me. Didn't plan on going live, but why not? The market. Sunday sell-off, nothing major. A little bit. To be expected. Why have we rallied in the first place? Because, the one trade deal that we are in negotiations with, that would be the UK. Last week I said, it's probably going to be a nothing burger. It wasn't in the realms of market appreciation and people jumping in on the hype, but it really is in regards to actual trade with the UK. Who gives a crap about that? I said that on my short video this morning, but that's the truth. Who does care? When are you buying anything from the UK? When are they, it's more for them to buy from us and us to send them slaughtered cows and all that type of stuff. But it's meaningless. But it does help our markets. It does help mindset. What needs to be done is, as I said this morning as well, is we have to have some positive reports of talks with China, talks with India, talks with the countries that matter. Right now, even if we said, definitely Mexico and Canada. I don't think Trump acts like, he'll say we don't need Canada for this. We don't need that in front of their faces. It's a lie. We do need them. They need us. That's the way the world works. We do need autos from them. We're not going to be up and running anytime soon. So there's not going to be a big tariff rant. You all know that. But if you don't, you need to educate yourself and not just listen to the orange man. He is telling you what he wants to tell you and what he thinks you should understand, but he's not telling you the truth. Truth of the matter is factories will not be up and running for 10, 20 years. And the cost of it will be significant. Who's going to work in these factories? They're all unionized, right? I was just at Rivian the other week. I said this the other week. These mechanical contractors, 24-year-olds who are journeymen, when they work Sundays, yes, Sundays, because they're that busy. This is construction. This is not working at the plant. This is working on the plant, making it bigger. They walk home with $1,600 to $2,000 that day, just for a Sunday, because it's double time. And they're working sometimes 5-6 days a week if they choose to, mechanical contractors. That's just the mechanicals. There's a million things going on there. And then what happens with the workers working there? You don't think they're union? Compared to the people in Mexico or overseas? Right? Canada, I don't know what they pay. I'm sure it's not, they're socialized, so it's different. I don't know. Anyways, the point is, these are not the answers. And if so, related to our markets, if we get some more trade deals or saying positive things, and then Russia and Ukraine come to a ceasefire and all that stuff can hopefully get worked out. If all the things come into place, we could be in a good way. I like to see, if I was looking at it correctly, I looked right before I came on here, a couple $100 billion in volume. And that's correct for the last 24 hours. That's pretty good on a weekend. That's great, actually. But a lot of selling off right now, which is normal. People are taking profits. I told you, people will always take profits. I'm not. I'm nowhere near to. Hi, Thomas. Thomas Glick, eat the heart. Hello. Welcome. Here to answer any questions if you need it. So, what have I been buying? More proppy, injective, a bunch of stuff like that before the move up. Not buying anything. I bought more Moonwell. Lowered my average a little bit more. I did the day before, because I knew we were going to still have a little bit of pop, but I did anticipate a Sunday sell-off, which is what we've been having. What would be nice is if we could stay in the 104, pop back up to 105, because we did see 103 on Bitcoin. If we could pop back to 105 by tonight and Asia wakes up and gets involved, that could be great. In regards to hitting 110, that will happen in the blink of an eye. And it could happen this week. It may not, but I will tell you how it could happen. Just how I started this video. tariff trade talks positive, Trump being reasonable. People did not like the 10% base, no matter what. No matter what happens, 10% base. But then at the end, well, we'll have to see how it goes. But it's a 10% base. The guy wishy-washes back and forth. I hope you guys are doing great. Happy, it's Sunday here. Some good agreements this week, or positive talk from our gentleman overseas and Trump. Ooh, you will see an explosion. It will just give people more excitement. That's what is driven right now. There's no outsiders in right now, as you know. There's no outsiders in. That will happen once things, really start going crazy. We're nowhere near then. Nowhere near. We're hitting one of the parameters, which is over 103K. We really need to be over 105 to 110K to get things out of control and consistent volume and tariff negotiations. If that happens, we're on. But remember, there will always be sell-offs. There's always going to be profit taking. But you will see, people. I'm watching some of these videos, people talking about exit strategies. People are talking about the top, when it's going to happen. Don't listen to any of that crap. If I'm still doing this channel, I may be taking a position. I've got a company bugging me. It's a private equity firm bugging me to be a VP. That'll take a lot of my time, so I'll probably only do videos on my drive home, or there might be some travel involved. I don't know. They want to pay me a lot of money, and equity. Talking millions of dollars. I don't know. My freedom and the money I already have may not be worth it. So we'll see. Meeting tomorrow. They wanted to, we'll see how it goes. I'll let you all know. Longtime players, hello. Welcome. So, back to what I was saying. We are not there. A week, doesn't make a market. It's just, people are excitable. I'm sure many of you who are listening to this or watching the road, right? You don't want to see me. Hello. Are excited and think we're back 100%. We are not. We were never back since the last bull market. We have been inching up, then massive sell-offs for months upon months. If we consistently do this, we're back. But all the things have to come into play. It's all relying on Trump. I keep saying that, but it's macro, and Trump. It has nothing to do with... That's the main thing. So ETFs have a nice amount to do with it. Look at that, baby. ETFs have something to do with it, of course, because they'll start loading in once they get more confirmation that things are getting more reasonable. If Trump comes out this week and starts going crazy with India or China, it's gonna be ugly. China's a little bit built into the market, but not fully. So in regards to videos I'm seeing, back to that, when to exit, you don't need to worry about any of that crap. Take profits when you want to. Don't worry about, these are all the things people were saying a year ago that you should be exiting now. That's how wrong they were. Not me. I was always consistent. It could end any day. It's all macro. We're not in a bull run. You just have to pay attention, and you have to take profits don't get greedy. We all are, especially now. Much of your portfolio, my portfolio is doing amazing, but if just my stuff gets back to where I bought it, it's about $1.5 million. Just the stuff that is underwater right now. Yet I'm up on crypto significantly. But those projects are underwater. AMP, Proppy's underwater. Moonwell's underwater right now. So many of them. Benki, I'm crushed on. It'll be fine. So I'm done buying Benki. I should have, I could have bought a ton more at like 70 some cents, brought down my lower, average cost, and I'd be in the money right now. I'm done with that. I'm letting that ride. If it does well, fine. If I don't like what I see, I'm getting out. I'll take a little bit of a loss, or I'll break even. Ilma Dar. Hello, welcome from Turkey. Welcome, welcome. Any questions? So don't be surprised with the little sell-off. Sorry about the wind. We just got to wait on Asia today. But if we end here in America somewhat strong, in the 104, 105 range, I'm hoping that Asia does wake up and in the mood to buy, and we can hit some shorts above us. Don't know where they are. Don't care about any of that stuff right now because I'm not trading. And people are, I was listening to this guy, Economic Ninja, for about 5 seconds, selling his courses constantly. Anyone who's trying to sell you stuff within the first 5 minutes and saying, oh, it's a sale. That guy has a sale, last day of the sale, every day. He's like, we're going out of business for 50 years, or it's Kiss, the band Kiss's final tour for 50 years. Everything he always says, this is the last day of the sale. Every time, every day. These scammers make me absolutely crazy. BTC 105 kit today. Yeah, I mean, didn't we kind of hit that? Maybe not. We could easily do that. But right now we are doing a sell-off and profit taking. And Asia could easily push us up to 107, 108, or easily to 102, because we were just at 103. Don't know where we're at now. I can't look at my phone. ZE, what's up, brother? Any XRP thoughts? Yeah, my thoughts on XRP is it sucks. And I own 100,000 XRP at 17 cents. And XRP doesn't move. It will, when it moves, it'll move, right? But, the whole market does well and XRP goes up 10 cents. It's shit. Their tokenomics suck and Ripple constantly dumps on us. But I'm not selling it. I'm going to sell it maybe at $5 or $10. People say no problem, it's going to be $20. It's not getting to $20. I hope I'm wrong. But you know how much it'll take to get to $20? It doesn't move. Because every time it goes up a little bit, people are selling on us. Note this with all crypto. It's mostly just bullshit technology. It's the vaporware, if you will, for lack of better term. It's not... It's speculation. That's why we're in this. If you're in it to make a movement, it's not a movement. It's just we want our economic freedom. We want to be able to invest in what we want. But the majority of our cryptos are a joke. I own 48 of them. The only one that's worth a shit is Bitcoin. It's store of value. It has no real world use except for store of value. Why does it have store of value? Well, because people believe it does. It's the only reason. And I have faith in crypto. I love it. I'm not saying this to be, I'm in it. But, XRP is, we're at 103 still. Thank you. ETH did come back. Yeah, ETH, I was never one who said ETH sucks. ETH, building on it and it's slow and trading on it's horrible. But it is what it is. It's not going anywhere. All these jokers are like Rand from Banter bitching about, or, he's hated ETH forever. He sold all his ETH and now he's kissing his ass because it moves a little. I always said ETH will have its run and it will. People are calling for 10,000 ETH. Nobody knows. They said it would be 10,000 by this time last year when they were saying that. Discover Crypto and all the jokers out there. Nobody knows where anything's going to go. You don't even know if it's going to reach all-time highs. But if we get smoking again, my personal view is that will be no problem. 5,000, no problem. But I'm not one who thinks 20,000 But no one knows. What if we get to a $10 trillion market cap? It's going to explode. ETH is going to explode. So will XRP. But, you should not have faith in XRP. When I listen to, and I've owned it more than probably anyone that I could think of. But I don't have crazy community stuff or think that XRP is going to be some gift to the financial economy or, take over SWIFT. It's not happening. It is not going to happen. I wish it would. I hope I'm wrong. I have faith that I'm going to make money on it. I'm already up a ton of money. I'm already up a couple $100K on it. But it doesn't move. Cardano doesn't move. When it does move, it'll be at $3, no problem. When Cardano moves, it'll be at $1.10 again, no problem. But when the whole market is moving, they'll stay there. They'll only move on serious hype because Ripple, Brad, all the boys dump on us. You're very welcome. Hope that helps. I go long-winded, but it's important to know the truth about XRP. And it's important to know the truth about all these cryptos. This is someone who's been in crypto pretty much since the beginning and an investor for over 30 years. And have lost a ton. Crypto is just a software. And we hope some of it pans out. But right now, there's not a ton going out on the blockchain except for crypto people. That's all. The banks aren't really using it. They want to utilize it. Quant, right? I have a ton of quant. No one's utilizing that. And so we want to be smart with when we're investing. Look at tokenomics. Never think something that's $100 trillion in circulating supply is going to get to $1. It's never going to happen. So yes, you can spend $10 or $1,000 and get like 10 million, 100 million or something. Don't do it. You might double or triple, or if you're in early enough, if you're, on whatever you call it, the DEXs, be able to make good money on it. But that's 1 out of a million at this point. If something has horrible tokenomics, I caution you. But some of these with 30 billion, 100 billion, they move. Bonk will move. A lot of the memes are going to move. I do not recommend buying them. I have some. They just sit there. For the most part, most of them are in the money. Some aren't. Some of the ones that hit Coinbase before the sell-off are underwater, but not significantly, and nor did I buy a bunch of them. I bought a bunch more DGen, DEGEN, to lower my cost down, and that worked out. That's DCAing, the power of DCAing. Let's see. Let me look at here. Suppose banks are buying XRP. Banks are not buying XRP. Nope. I don't fully know. But who's really buying it? We're buying XRP. Banks are not fully utilizing XRP. It's a dream. They're pivoting too. That's why they want a stable coin and all that good stuff. It's the only reason Ripple is afloat is because they sell XRP. I'm sure you know that. But the only reason Ripple is afloat, and I've owned Ripple for a long time. And I believe if we get into a serious bull market, which we're not in, I'll definitely get $5 out of it. Minimum. But it moves, it doesn't move when the rest of the market moves. Then all of a sudden nothing moves and some great news comes out about XRP. Like I said, it'll blow past $3 before you know it. And guess who's going to sell the hell out of it there? Brad Garlinghouse and the rest of his cronies. Why wouldn't they? It's the only way to keep the lights on. Even though they're worth billions, they still have employees to pay and they got to do it. They'll take some out of escrow and sell it on us. That's okay. As long as you know that, it doesn't matter, right? You see some things going up 100%, yet Ripple went up 10 cents, like I said. That just shows you what the deal is with it. I hope it helps. Yeah, I just don't believe banks will. I hope they use it, but right now that's just not. They're not going to do anything like that with the case not fully settled. It's somewhat settled, but until the SEC and everything signed, dotted line, all that good stuff is done with, that's when it'll truly be over. It doesn't mean it's going to explode from that either. There's a lot that, even though, if you look at XRP, you'll see the significant volume on it. It's mostly sell volume. Because otherwise it would be going up higher. And that's when tokenomics comes into play too. You want a play that's better than XRP with horrible tokenomics. Look at XCN. I told everyone to buy that, or at least I bought a ton of it at 0.0001 or something. Well over a year ago. I started buying that a couple years ago. Every penny it goes up, I make $30,000. And it only cost me like a couple grand. I think I've invested like $1,000 or $1,500, something like that, because I bought it so low. Those are my type of meme coins, right? When I buy something, I want to buy 1 trillion, 400 billion tokenomics. I want to buy 30, 40, 50, 60 billion, which is horrible. But those have a chance to go up to 5 cents, 10 cents. They do have a chance in a bull market. You're welcome. You're very welcome, long-time players. Yeah, so we need some more good, bring Bitcoin up to its next level, and that's just going to take the orange man doing it and trade negotiations. That's it. Doesn't matter Powell right now so much. Doesn't, even Russia, Ukraine, it's not as important as the trade deals, because that's where people are truly investing, looking at. And as you saw, as Bitcoin came off a little bit, the heat came off, the dominance didn't change tremendously, but you saw your alts, some of them zoom up. The majority were like 1% to 15-20%. Some of them were a couple 100%. Mostly probably the ones you don't own, right? I looked at the biggest gainers. The only one on my list was like AIOZ yesterday, I believe. Memes are gonna go up. I don't know if we're gonna have a meme cycle. People love those for the reasons I just said. They think they can make millions out of it by investing $100 or $1,000. Money will come out of the memes if we're going to lead that way, and then it'll start bleeding into some alts. Avalanche had a good day. Injective had a good day. Boys, I wish I bought more Avalanche at $15. Time will tell. The orange man, yeah. China taking over. Any thoughts on China taking over in regards to taking over the world or taking over America, taking over Taiwan? Any thoughts on China taking over? China taking over, elaborate. They're not taking over anything in regards to the world, because they are hurting dramatically their economy. Trump is right about that. He's 100% right. China's economy is horrible. It's built on a house of cards, always has been. I mean, they had their moments, but it is truly built. The foundation is brutal. I'm going to totally go into that right now. They're not taking over anything, but we do need them. Don't listen to the thing that, we don't need China and they don't need us. We need each other. But China is a prouder country. They've been around a hell of a lot longer than America. They will not bend the knee. We shouldn't bend the knee, but we need to, we could negotiate behind closed doors, not in front of the camera. No one, with Trump and with Xi, that won't work. We got to be reasonable. All right, suppose they have better hands on the market. Hell of a lot longer. And that, yeah. All I know is this. We get everything from China for the most part. It's the little things that people don't think about. It's the dollars. Yeah, Trump says our kids only need $3, not 30. I agree with that, but that's not for him to decide. We're a consumer society. That's for the parents to decide. I have no concerns about BRICS. I have no concerns about our fiat dollar that's just paper money. You have to have it. If you listen to someone like Grant Cardone, saving is stupid, it's a waste. It's not. You got to have fiat. You can't only be in real estate. You have to have liquidity. So you have everything. You build to that, right? I have a ton in the bank. I have a ton in crypto. I have a ton in, he thinks 401k and IRA are stupid. If that's the only thing you have, I agree, it is. But some people have no choice. It's not bad to have that some money in there. I max it out every year because I can afford to. I couldn't in my 20s. I didn't even have one in my 20s. You have to be diversified. Diversified is definitely not all in crypto. Diversified is definitely not in crypto and in that stupid I trust capital. Every crypto streamer who pushes that I trust and says your IRA should be in crypto is a moron. A moron. They don't know what they're doing. I do. I've been in this. I've worked with all the big banks my whole career. You have to be in many different things. That's diversity, not diversity with spot trading, spot buying, putting it on a stupid ledger or tangent wallet, and then having a 401k with freaking iTrust, who probably will go belly up one day and take all your crypto. I know it's insured and this and that bullshit. Don't trust it. If you want a little in there, fine, but you better have some in your traditional 401k as well, if they match, or equities. And then have some real estate. Get a better job. Advance yourself mentally. Health. It's all relying on health. Metal, what's up? You're catching me on the tail end here, man. I'm almost home. Hope you're well. You got to be someone like Metal and myself. You have real estate where you have constant income coming in and you're building wealth that way. He's the one who could show you on that. He's our Canadian brother. And that's the way to get true wealth, not only in crypto, not only in equities. Yeah, diversification is, your portfolio might be diversified like mine is. I have and Metals is, I have 47, 48 cryptos, and they go from complete shit coins to Bitcoin all over the board. Many sectors, except for like D-Science, Other than that, that's my diversification there. My diversification in my 401k is different. I have different sectors within there. Then I have an IRA, different sectors in there, and some real estate. And a ton of cash. I don't buy cars or any crap like that. I don't spend stupidly. I can afford to live in a $3 million home. I chose not to. Instead, my home's here worth about $800K. I pay cash for it. When the housing market was done, brand new home, $300K. I paid cash for it. No mortgage. I have no debt. No debt. Never have. I may, if I take this position, I may need to buy a car. I'll pay cash for it. I'm not going to pay 6% or right now 3.7% if I want a 48-month financing. If you want 84-month financing, it's like 6.7%. Why would I give them free money? I'll just go in, write them a check. Now, look, I'm going to be 53 this month. I can afford to do that. Talk to me 30 years ago, maybe it was a different story. They go from complete shit to BTC. Yeah. Smiled. Congratulations. Thank you. Oh, thank you. That's the 26. Thank you. My oldest daughter graduated college yesterday. It was awesome. Had a little graduation thing. Very proud of her. She's going to be an art teacher. Lovely young lady. So I am proud of her. Guess what? Did I pay for her school? No, I did not. Could I pay for her school? Yes, I could. What good with that teacher? Not so good. What I did do for her is had her invest in crypto. And whatever she loses in that, I will cover if she loses. But she's got to sell when I say to sell. She'll be able to pay her school loans off immediately. And she did it smart way. She went to college, listened to me, how I thought she should do it, how not to get into total debt. She did it. She does not owe that much. She lives at home, got her a car, blah, blah, blah. Life is good, my brothers and sisters. Life is good. And, you all have been here. You all have been in. It's time to see what happens. It's all out of our hands. What's in our hands are the things I tend to discuss. Our health. It's in our hands. Some of it gets out of our hands if we let it. Something time takes away from us, and puts on us, we can't help, right? There's certain things we can't help, but many things we can't. You got to have your health. Then what we can control are our habits, our spending habits. We can control what we choose to waste or invest in, our money and our time, something we can't get back. What we put into our body. But you can keep accumulating if you feel it's the right thing to do. I know Proppy is going to pay off for me. I have doubled up on my Proppy. I know it's going to pay off significantly for me. You just have to be patient, like all of you are. You won't be, those who wait, I always say, get the rewards. Sometimes, it could be 5 years because we've all been waiting and no one on here has done significantly well over the last couple of years, unless you sold everything. And, I don't know too many people who sold right after the election. That was the best time to sell and hold off and buy back. If we wait and Trump does what he needs to do in a rational way, everything's going to be good. Assuming he doesn't go crazy with anything else and wars and all that stuff. And macro doesn't kick us in the teeth. China doesn't invade Taiwan. But the way he was talking in front of the new president, prime minister of Canada the other day, whatever, president, prime minister, I don't know, metal, was disgusting. And I know the new one, he wanted to like smack him in the teeth. He kept coming in saying, it's never going to happen. We're not giving up our sovereignty. And Trump is like, never say never. No, just don't say never. He goes, it's not negotiable. Trump just can't get it through his head. Why the hell would Canada want that? Anyways, I don't want to get into that. It's just metal that must have made you sick. It made me sick. Whether you like your new head of the country or not, the way Trump talks in front of these leaders is embarrassing to me as an American. Embarrassing. Despicable. You can be tough, but don't tell someone that who's the leader of a country that they should become part of our country. He's a fucking mongoloid. He really is. So was Harris, but Trump is just a pile of shit. I was excited when he came in because all the stuff he was going to do for crypto, but this other shit is just like he can't help himself. He's a pile of crap. Yeah, of course he outshined Trump. But Trump, no one outshines Trump because Trump is a little bitch. He's not a little bitch. He's a big fat orange bitch, and he looks like a moron. He's a bully. Well, he's not going to bully him, and I can't imagine what he said after he walked away from Trump. I mean, how disgusting. And we need Canada. We need you guys. You guys need us just as much. But we need you. We need your cars. We can't build them. I already said that on this video. But we can't, we need what we get from Canada. He doesn't know anything. He thinks it's going to happen here in America. It's not. It's too expensive to do it here. We've lost that a long time ago. We shipped it all overseas. It doesn't come back within a 4-year term. The 2025 project. Yes. Oh, there's someone in front of my house. I feel like avoiding. Well, we needed this pump. Yeah, we did. But we need more. That's just the beginning. And we need more news. I mean, like I've said a million times on my shorts I've done over the last couple of days, it was with the UK. The UK is worthless. They're not worthless as allies and everything, but in regards to trade, they are worthless in comparison to India, to China, to Canada, to Mexico, to Korea, to Vietnam, so on and so forth, to Brazil, to many places. So can you imagine if he is reasonable and works that out, you will see 110 Bitcoin within, I don't know, a couple hours. I don't know where the short and longs will be. I have no idea. But it'll be quick. It'll be such a huge, when a significant trade deal gets done. If we do a settled trade deal with China, which is not happening quickly, we will shoot up so fast, there'll be no turning back for, till profit taking. Yet, if things go south, we'll be under 100K before you can imagine, and all your alts will get liquidated out. But let's hope for that not to happen. Yeah, exactly. You think they resolve the China one, it will have a little run. It'll have a huge run. I think China, Mexico, and Canada are huge. People may not think about it. The investors, they know, they're smart. But in regards to trade deals, yes, it's gigantic. I mean, it's huge. People don't think of Canada as that. It is big, especially because they're our northern brothers. But we have to rely on autos from there. for many parts, for many things. When people think of like the autos, just building them here, that's fine. Go ahead, build the shell, but where do we get the metal? I know we got the best metal here in America. Well, we haven't been using it. A little bit. I work with Middle Steel and U.S. Steel, a couple companies, but truth of the matter is we get it overseas. We get aluminum overseas. We get titanium, all these things, minerals. But then, all right, let's take the body, the chassis out of it. All the parts that go into the car, that's just, the body. Let's talk about where we get everything, the parts. A lot of it's here, but the majority isn't. So, let's say you have a manufacturer who makes the parts here in Michigan. Let's say they make, transmissions for Ford. Maybe it's all Ford, maybe it's just their Ford Escapes. Well, where do you think they're getting the subcomponents? Do you think they're building the subcomponents? No. I used to work for a manufacturer. They built huge compressors and all that. And they said, all of them are made out of Belgium. Nothing was made in Belgium. It was assembled in Belgium. Some of our stuff was made in Houston. Nothing was made in Houston. It was brought in and assembled in Houston, Texas. That's how manufacturing works, right? You have to get it from everywhere. Unless you're just making, rebar, which is steel, or concrete or some shit like that, right? One couple ingredient product. But a car, it's not one ingredient. It's not one product. Anyways, that makes sense, right? Bigger in Canada, Mexico, yes. Canada has a lot of resources, absolutely. And so do we. And I hate digging into resources. We're already destroying this planet. But that's why when people buy EV cars, they think they're doing good by the environment. They're not. You're not. Trust me, you're not. I won't go into that right now, but EVs are really no better environmentally. But yes, Canada has got unbelievable resources. So Trump should work something out with Canada. For sure. They're a very convenient trading partner logistically, of course. It's ridiculous. But, it needs to be fair. I don't give a fuck if Canada charges 200% on our eggs. I'm not for anyone eating hen periods metal, as you know. These beef deals and all that. I don't care about, the farmer, agricultural farmers. Yeah, I got my vegetables there, but I don't exactly love the way they grow the vegetables. Pesticides and over-tilling, blah, blah, blah. I'm getting off topic. Assembled USA, not manufactured. That's exactly right. It's what everything should say. Nothing is really, some things are. Some things are. This tree is from America. It's probably from Canada. That's right, assembled. There's a company that one of my distributors worked for, a company called Kaishan. Says, made in America, Alabama. It's a Chinese company. Everything's out of China. It's just assembled in Alabama. Comical. But a lot of these companies are not raising their stuff. My company, we do a lot of stuff out of Europe, and we raised prices immediately. And Mexico, we do some extrusion, aluminum extrusion out of Mexico, a ton. We raised prices immediately. I was very happy with ETH. Yes, exactly. ETH is, DeFi needs to be fair for all parties. Yes. ETH is going to do great. I'm a firm, like I said at the beginning of this video, you weren't on it. People diss ETH. Yeah, it's going to move slow, just like XRP, just like Cardano, just like a bunch. ETH will rip, and people who sold it are now going to be like, oh, I should have sold it. Who knows what it's going to be? People calling for 5,000, 10,000 ETH. Nobody knows where it's going to be. We get into a bull market, of course, it's going to, in my view, get to 5K, just like I think. Same number, just take off some zeros. That XRP will get to $5. And when ETH rips, it'll be at, $4,000 before you know it. And Ripple will be at $3.25 before you know it. But it's going to take a lot of push. And guess what? There's going to be a shitload of profit taking. Remember, ETH moves in $100 increments, $50 increments. Ripple moves in pennies. So why? Token supply. Bitcoin moves in $100, $1,000 in like, an hour, a minute. Token supply. ETH will do fine. Yeah. I mean, if you're using ETH, it sucks. It can suck. It's expensive, right? If we get into a bull market and ETH is used heavily, it'll get expensive. Well, and slow. Well, that's when you use that L2. And those have their share of issues. All right, boys and girls, got to go. It's the wife's day. Wish your wives and mothers a happy Mother's Day. Metal, be good. All I can say about the market is be careful. And, nothing wrong with DCAing. Maybe take advantage of the dip a little bit if there's projects you like. Let's keep a close eye on it today and see what Asia does when they wake up. Be good. Love you, boys and girls. Metal, be good. Talk to you.